Hello FlossTube Stitchers. Welcome back for video 108. I'm going to start off with some stitching, throw some new stuff in the middle, and end with a random finishing haul. Actually, several hauls to several different stores. All right, the first is a finish from a free chart called Fall for Squirrels. And this was sent to shops with shipments of the Gentle Art floss from that company. I did check their website and it's not there. There are some other cute free charts, but this one's not up there. I did Xerox them recently and I will send them with mail orders in November. But on the chart, it says to experiment with doing specialty stitches. So I did. I did the bottom of the acorn, not the cap, but the, what do you call that? The body of the acorn. I did that in satin stitch. And then I know you can't tell from here, but I did the eyes on the squirrels with a Smyrna cross because although it's using the same number of strands total, I often feel like that is a more delicate look and I didn't want the eyes to be like too big for their faces or something. So I thought a Smyrna cross would be good. So I did that on 32 lamb's wool, which is what they recommended. And the chart looks like this. It's a full-size chart. And I will send it with orders. So you can either specifically ask for it at a later date or I will be sending them in November. Okay. The next is a finish. And Prairie Schooler used to send these little promotional cards with automatics, and they would always list the book that it was a companion piece to, so maybe this was a little ornament that went with a big sampler or whatever. I didn't look up which one this was, but I found a pile of them, and obviously I had been planning on stitching it, but hadn't decided on a fabric. It used 32 lamb's wool, which is what I just did the squirrels on, but that was old. I stitched that quite a while ago. And lamb's wool linen doesn't look the same anymore, so I don't order it. I'm afraid to order it without seeing it because it looks nothing like it used to. So I decided to try something different. I was never really a fan of 25 count. The linen is really loosey-goosey and you practically need 3 strands to cover it. And so it wasn't a big seller in my store. Lugana was available in a number of colors back in the day, but it wasn't really that popular because designers weren't using it. And now I'm finding that there are several designers and various floss tubers that are talking about working on 25 count. And I was a little dubious that I would be satisfied with 2 strands, but here's the result and I'm good with it. So I did it on the 25 Lugana in Vintage Stormy Night, which is perfect for Halloween. And I used the same orange as the original chart, but if you've stitched enough Prairie Schooler, you know that they often use 3371, which is dark brown, instead of black. And because I did this on gray fabric, I thought 37.99 would be a better choice. And I just used 2 strands, and I'm totally satisfied, so I'm a believer. I won't sing, but I'm a believer. And now I get it. It's so much easier to see, and it makes a small design bigger if that's your intention. So like I said, I do have a little pile of these, and I decided I was going to give these away free when you purchase a piece of fabric to stitch it on. You can also get it as a set. If you go to hoffmandis.com, look under Prairie Schooler, and go to the alphabet page that shows the M's, because they're called mini cards. It's mini card E. And you might like to buy some of those sets just because they're cute designs that you've never seen before. So if you don't buy a piece of fabric from me and get one of the ones that I have left over, it can also be ordered. So see if there's anything else you want. I'm going to be reordering those sets this week. Okay. Then, if you follow me on social media, you might have seen my finish of The Moo the Merrier from the Blue Flower, which was a free chart from the Needlework Expo. And if you remember, I was not satisfied with the eyes. And so what I did was take a strand of Kreinik 015HL and I just stitched right over the green thread that I didn't think was showing up enough. And that was my deal because I changed the color of the cat because of the color of fabric I chose. And then I added the whiskers and he came to life. So I'm very satisfied with that. So I also included a link for the Kreinik website to an article about how to work with blending filaments. And I read through the tips and it confirmed my thought that sometimes that binding thread needs to be removed. And I kept finding this little tiny black thread that kept bunching up and looking like fuzz. So I finally just pulled it off. But the reason they don't recommend it is that it makes the thread weaker and it could break. So I guess if you're doing short lengths, and you know, mine was such a small area because it was just the eyes, that it worked out fine for me to remove the thread. My current whip is also a free chart. And this came with our Needlework Expo orders from Annie B's Folk Art. So this is Boo Kitty. And I do have these Xeroxed and can give these away. Obviously, October is coming to a close, so you would have to specifically ask for this because I will move on to fall charts in November. So it calls for Chalice from Picture This Plus, 28 count, which I did not have. And at the rate things are going now, they're actually taking 9 months now for fabric, so I knew it wasn't going to come anytime soon. But I wanted to start it, so I had to pick something that I had in stock. So the first fabric that was a contender was Seraphim Bee's Knees, and I had it in 28 count Lugana. And I thought that was really close, maybe a little bit darker, maybe not as bright, but I thought it had nice variation of color running through it and that would be appropriate. Then I was worried I didn't really want to cut up the whole half a yard for this design. First of all, it wasn't going to cut up evenly. And then I was afraid that what if people don't do it, or what if I don't get it done and people are over Halloween? Then I wasted this half yard of fabric for right now. And I thought I better check my stash at home. So let me layer these up again so you can see the difference. But I found a bigger piece, what's in the middle here, of hand-dyed Joblin from Witcheld Imports, and it's 32 count Bittersweet Light, and it's still available, so it's already been reordered. And I just cut my piece in half, and it was perfect for Boo Kitty. I forgot to say that the haunted house was 3 nights of stitching, and this so far has been 2 nights of stitching. So that's what it's looking like so far. And it uses 4 colors. I'm out of the green, and I didn't like the substitutes that were available, so I'll just, you know, pick up the green and do that last. But there's only 4 colors. Actually, I'm going to make it into a 5-color design because the bucket that the cat is sitting in is also done in the black and cream, but this is $37.99, and it's the same color I was using on the haunted house, so therefore I did not start with a full skein. And I realized that I was running low on it, and guess what? I had another skein of $37.99 that did not match. So it happens occasionally with the solid color threads. So I decided for the bucket on the bottom, I was going to do it in black so that there was a little more variation between the cat and the bucket. So that's my plan for that. All right, and then the 2 new models on loan were both done by Marlene, of course, but this time they're wintry and Christmassy instead of being Halloween. This is Peace and Joy, which is a $20 kit from Heart and Hand Needle Art. We still have kits in stock. It's a little bit older, but still available, and I love that the design is simple. She left, you know, she and the framer decided to leave a little more fabric showing, and the frame is interesting, so the whole combination is really nice. It would also be cute as a pillow or an easel with some fun Christmas fabric. And then the second one is a shepherd's bush $30 kit called You, E-W-E, Can Build a Snowman. And it includes everything with the cute little snowman hat button that's unique to them. And I just got an email recently with some new products from them, so this kit will be reordered with those new designs. So that should be coming soon. Let me know if you want one of those. Okay, let's do the new stuff. Cottage Garden Samplings had 2 new ones, but one I sold out of, even though I reordered it twice. I just, you know, I have to sell it to a customer when they want it, so I'll reorder that and try to show it next week. And then there's another new one coming from them, so I'll show those. This is called Storytime with Santa, and just look at everything that's going on in that picture. It is so darn cute. All the little creatures, the things in the windows, the little Santa in the sky. So cute. And then Jardin Privé has Noël chez les Gnomes. I don't normally do gnomes, elves, leprechauns, trolls, things like that, but I have occasionally, and this has so many other fun things, including snowmen in it, that you never know, I might do that too. The other thing is, you could totally take some of those motifs out and do smaller ornaments with them. Pineberry Lane had a couple new ones. Cats and Jacks for $12 has the 4 designs in. And they often use these really little tiny frames that you can sometimes find at antique malls, antique shops. But also, Old Colonial Design still makes little tiny, like 2x3 frames. And then their other one is called Gather, and that kind of looks like it was finished as a pocket, so that's a bigger design. Primrose Cottage Stitches for $7.50 is Deck the Halls. Again, something that individual designs could be taken out of. And then Milady's Needle, these showed up as new at the distributor, but they do have older dates on them, so I didn't open it up to read if there's any information inside, but I guess they could have been retreat pieces. So this is a sampler called May Health and Peace Attend Your Days. It's dated 2018. I love those deer. And then this one from 2019 is Jenny Brimer. So love those. Those are really pretty. Then the last thing is the 2022 Book of Days from Needlework Press. And the front cover is an antique oil painting. Here, I'll just read this. They had a sampler picked out, and then they ended up going in another direction. It says they used an antique oil painting that depicts 2 young needlewomen at their sewing table. Although undated and unsigned, we believe the artist beautifully captured the essence of needlework, a peaceful pastime that requires both patience and passion. While much of our personal stitching is done alone, we delight when our stitching friends come together to laugh, create, and commiserate. So again, there's the front cover. It looks like maybe the older sister is teaching the younger sister, but it could be friend to friend as well. So this is going to be the giveaway for this week. So just tell me if you've ever used one of these planning calendars and how you decorate it or whatever, and we'll put you in the drawing for that. So the other new things that came were fabric. This is not new, but new to my shop. I had never had the Vintage Country Mocha in Lugana before, and I had a customer request it, and now that I know I like working on it, it gives me another choice of fabric too. So that's $25. And this is 32 Pearl Gray, which is new. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. And Pearl Gray was always such a popular color in linen that I thought it would be great to get it in Lugana. And then this is 35 count, extra fine Floba. And I'm a little disappointed that it's not as soft as I remember it being, but again, I've been out of this for over a year. So I didn't have anything to compare it to, I guess. Now we'll move on to haul. And the first thing I was looking for was a wood pallet sign from Hobby Lobby that a customer had done a really cute finish on. She just covered up the inside of the wreath that was on the board. So she used a condensed version of Rest a While, and I will post a photo. You may have already seen it on social media, but she did that, and I was looking for the big design at our local Hobby Lobby, and I couldn't find it, but I did find this smaller version. Now this is really sweet on its own, but you could also, you know, just cover up that middle with the design. So I was happy to have that. And then when I was checking out, I was asking the clerk if they were, this was several weeks ago, I was asking the clerk if they expected more fall stuff, and she said no, their store was not getting anything else for fall, but that I should check the Medina store, which is in the county that I live in, because she said that store was much bigger. And I've been to both stores many times, but I didn't realize that one was that much bigger than the other. So now I know. So I went to that store and I found it. So here it is. So it is really pretty the way it is, of course, but you'll see what a good backdrop it makes for stitching when I add that photo. So I was really happy about that. And it's just called Fall 2021 Wall Decor. I did also find this ornament, but I was thinking that I could just cut the burlap string off and use it as is. It would be cute in a tiered tray. I was thinking of maybe doing a covered button with a very small design, but I could just leave it as is too. That's that. All right. Then I picked up some other things at Hobby Lobby that would be good for tiered trays. So I have an extensive pumpkin collection, and I really thought this color was pretty, so I got that. And then this is actually called Scatters and Fillers, and there are a couple different colors of pumpkins in there. And then I just lost the word for these. What are these called? Sprays? Stems? Anyway, I never know what to buy, but this was tame enough for me and didn't have any glitter on it, so I thought I could use these, you know, like on the top of a picture. Okay, my husband called, even though I tell him not to call after a certain time because I'll be filming, and I forgot where I was. I don't remember what I already said. So let's just pretend that I showed all of that. I think I didn't show this yet. So I just thought the color was really pretty, and they look like fake velveteen pumpkins. So they'll also be used as filler. Okay, and then I think these could be used as is, but they also could be stained or painted. And there's 3 different words in there, and so they can be used like at the top of a piece or in the middle of a big bow or something like that. So I thought that would be useful to have. I think that was all of the fall stuff. All right, so then the Christmas things, although once you cover up the center section, this could really be for any holiday. I like the fact that it was chunky and would stand alone. I have that black and white display in my entryway, and then I also have bookshelves in the living room that I like to prop stitching in amongst other decorations. So I thought that was really nice. And then while I was looking at other things, I made my husband go through all of these and pick the one that had the straightest looking frame. I gave him a job to do. So this could be anything. This could be Halloween, it could be bees, it could be strawberries, sunflowers, that could be anything in there. So think multiple holidays when you're looking at these wooden pieces that are just going to be covered anyway. All right, these I'm not going to do anything with, but I thought they would be cute in a tiered tray. So these are also Hobby Lobby. And then there was a whole section, let's see, what are these called? Evergreen Cottage. So you don't have to do anything to it, but it does have a really cute buffalo check side that Stitching with the Housewives show their finishes on. So, you know, that could also be anything. But in the meantime, you could display it like this until you find the right thing to mount on it. Then there's Warm Winter Wishes. And then these are so cute. 2 different tall trees. I love those. I'm not going to cover those. Those are just for fun. Okay, and I forgot that I was supposed to be emptying the container all the way so I could show you the container. This was something that I saw, I think, on Java Girl Stitches. So it's the box that has like a magnetic closing in the front, but this could also be used for spring and Easter. And then you could store like the little stuff that goes in your tiered tray. You could store it inside the box and then have, you know, several designs to go on the top of it. So I thought that was really useful. All right, speaking of Java Girl, I was watching her video a couple Sundays ago, and she showed, I think it was a witch design from Big Lots. And I can't remember if it was from this year or not, but I thought, oh, Big Lots, I always forget about them. And there's one that I pass all the time going to work. So when I was done eating my Starbucks and drinking my Frappuccino and finishing her video, I ran over to Big Lots, and I didn't find that, but I did find something else. So this was in the Christmas tabletop decor section, and I thought you could put, you know, a longer design or something right in the middle of the snowflake, or, you know, honestly, you could just use it as is because that's what it was meant for. But I don't know how, I wouldn't want to cover like all of the snowflakes, so I'll have to try a few things and see what works. So I thought that was a good find. And then, okay, am I crazy? These are hair bows, but couldn't they be used as bows? And then you don't have to make it. It's such a cute little bow tie. So I see those as part of a finish. And then if you remember 2 weeks ago, I had bat earrings on, and I actually was going to talk about the haul. That's why I put the earrings on, because I had just bought them that afternoon. And Becky from Oklahoma noticed them, and she also thought that my necklace looked like a spider web. And I'm like, yes, I was so lucky that I had worn that necklace that day. So I just, you know, changed the earrings out, and I thought that was really appropriate. So those are the 3 things I bought at Big Lots. And speaking of necklaces, I always like to show you what I get at the fair trade craft shows. This is something that I got a few years ago, and I had forgotten about the necklace. I had worn the earrings a few times, but I just took the tag off today, so I had not worn it yet. And I thought, well, this is a good time to tell you about it, since I might, you know, lose the tag or forget what it went to. So the company's website is intoworld.org, and everything is made in Ecuador. But unfortunately, right now they have no jewelry on their website. It's mostly scarves and woven tablecloths and things like that. But anyway, I wanted to talk about it before I lost track of the tag. And then what else? This, okay, I saw a finish on this in the fan group for Prairie Schooler on Facebook, and it used one of their witch designs in this cauldron. And I found this in the $5 spot at Target a couple weeks ago when I was helping my niece shop for things for her new apartment. So obviously a lot of Halloween designs would look good in here, but I think because I first saw it with the Prairie Schooler and I love their Halloween stuff anyway, I might just do the same thing she did or choose another Halloween design for that. Okay, did I show everything? I think so. Oh, and the last thing would be the winner of the Halloween wreath from last time is Patricia Gerard, and I already have her address. I already contacted her, and I'll ship this off to her this week. So my countertop is a mess, but I tried to turn things over as I talked about them so I wouldn't forget anything. So we'll see how I did. Okay, thanks. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. I never know what kinds of, I don't even know what you call these. What do you call these? Sprigs, stems. What do you call these? What are these? I know you're yelling at the screen. Okay,